Greetings, one to Pandemonium, the holiday special featuring your dedicated satanic host, Wolf King. All right. Welcome, holiday special featuring me, Wolf King, as I discuss to you all the political news relating to Satanism. To begin, we have, let's see, the After School Satan Club, featuring clips via MSN.
America is one nation under God, and we want to keep it that way. George Washington said that religion and morality are the essential pillars of civil society. The Constitution was written for a people that respected God's law, respected moral values. But the Satan Club attacks God, undermines moral values, and really is un-American.
John Ritchie flew in from Pennsylvania to protest the Satan Club. He's a member of a Catholic organization called Tradition, Family, and Property that started circulating a petition to urge Tacoma Public Schools to kick out the after-school program. We spoke with a woman who will be teaching at the Satanic After-School Club, who says the club isn't evil.
We are a non-theistic religion. We don't worship Satan, or we don't have a belief in a higher power or anything like that. But we do promote the tenets of, we have 7 tenets, and we promote compassion and empathy, and that our beliefs should conform to science and not the other way around.
School officials say the request to host a Satanic After-School Club at the elementary school was unusual, but they must accommodate the request.
We realize there is a state law and also a U.S. Supreme Court ruling that says we have to rent our facility to an organization regardless of their viewpoint. So we do have a Christian-based organization that rents space from us for their program, and now we have made the space available to this other organization.
Excellent. Hail Satan. An open space in which ideas can be expressed. That is nice. All right, what else do we have? This here is a particular favorite that I'm looking into. All right, it's the Satanic Temple of Detroit applies for Capitol holiday display, advocates religious liberty despite attacks from the Catholic League. You see this snake around the Ouroboros symbol saying the greatest gift is knowledge. It really looks lovely. This is beautiful art. Shortly after the Satanic Temple of Detroit announced its plan to a holiday display at the Michigan State's Capitol, the Catholic League president, Bill Donahue, issues an inflammatory statement against the group, claiming expressions of diversity are an attack on Christianity. Missouri, let's see, not Missouri, I think, whatever. December 7th, 2016, on December 6th, 2016, Catholic League president issued a statement attacking the Satanic organization's nativity display to be erected at the Michigan State Capitol this holiday season. This is the 3rd year nativity will be on display. Catholic leader encouraged its support to tell their opinions of the group, claiming that the TST hates Christianity and lies for a living, quote unquote. According to head of Satanic Temple's executive council and director of TST Detroit, the overriding message in our holiday display and many of the Satanic Temple's public activities is one of plurality and religious liberty. We have no interest in proselytizing Satanism to the public. However, we refuse to allow one religious perspective to dominate the discourse. For that reason, when there is one religious display on public grounds, we'll offer another, and we'll urge other minority voices to do the same. With that in mind, this is the second year that Black White has helpfully published an easy how-to guide on TST's Detroit website, instructing other parties as to how they too can seek approval for holiday display. So yeah, winning the war on Christmas, that's lovely. Let's see what else do we have? The Heartbeat Bill. The Heartbeat Bill. Activists all over stood up against the Heartbeat Bill, the recently vetoed Ohio bill that would have banned all abortions after 6 weeks. Turns out the Satanic Temple was behind them every step of the way, while pro-choice advocates argued that the bill was overly restrictive and would put pregnant people at risk. The Satanic Temple had a different approach. Quote, "We do not advocate for a belief in the soul, therefore we feel that complex cerebral functions are necessary for perception, are what makes a person a person." Lucian Greaves, a spokesperson for the temple, said, "The non-viable fetus, a fetus that cannot survive outside the woman's body, is, we feel, a part of the woman's own body." And it, read more. Let's see. And it is her choice whether she or not she continues the pregnancy. All in all, Greaves clarified that the tenets of the Satanic Temple uphold bodily autonomy and relies on science to determine the truth. As the Ohio bill is imposed for no medical purpose and presents no compelling interest, it is simply a violation of our free exercise. We will fight back against it and we will prevail. Luckily, the Heartbeat Bill didn't pass, but Ohio Governor John Kasich did sign a bill that restricts abortions up to 20 weeks. We'll have to wait and see how the Satanists feel about this development. So yeah, there's that. That didn't occur. And finally, let's see. Let's just go back to the Satanic website. Okay, so the Satanic Temple Religious Defense of Reproductive Rights. The Texas Department of Health and Human Services plan to enforce new rules that require that fetal tissue must be buried or cremated and can no longer be disposed of in sanitary landfills as they are in every other state. The Satanic Temple believes burial rites are a well-established component of religious practice. This is undisputed in the entirety of U.S. legal history. In addition, members of the Satanic Temple believe in the inviolability of the body, and as such, these rules contradict our fundamental beliefs. The First Amendment protects our right to practice our beliefs, and under the Religious Freedom Reform Act, the state must present a compelling reason as to why they must enforce rules that inhibit adherence to our religious practices. Clearly, the state of Texas has no compelling reason, because these rules weren't enacted to promote health and safety, but to harass and burden women to terminate their pregnancies. Missouri lawsuits. The Satanic Temple has filed both state and federal lawsuits against the state of Missouri on behalf of Mary Doe, a pregnant woman seeking an abortion. Missouri law represents that all women seeking to lawfully terminate their pregnancy must be given reading material claiming all life begins at conception, and they must endure a 72-hour waiting period between their initial appointment and the actual procedure. TST objects to these restrictions on religious grounds because they violate our belief in the viability of one's body. Now, that being said, all of these stories being set off to you, what does that tell you? What does that tell you? What's at stake here is this: what's at stake here are the very basic rights and civil liberties that every person in this country should have. We believe not in demons or supernatural entities or spirits or whatever. We believe in the importance of science and rationality, and that first and foremost should be paramount in the discussion, not based on what you personally hold faith in. The symbol of Satan is the icon that's moving that. That's why the more you actually look in the political discourse, you're seeing more and more people who are demanding a secular base in society are going out there and making possible. You can't reject one group for another. I mean, that's religious favoritism. That's just projected in the free marketplace of ideas. You got to get that basis to see how these ideas are expressed in order to determine their truth value, not based on some revelation or something, but by their actual practical uses. But that's just the reality of the situation. Technical difficulties. Anyway, yes, it's all about supporting the symbols that the adversary carries, and not any superstition or anything. And if it ignites the paranoia of a few fundamentalists who are angry that they've lost the war on social issues, or at least showing a serious decline, that's not our problem. That's just the way the world is. And we are princes of the world. That's just who we are. If you hold these truths to be self-evident, then you're noble as well. But recognize when you need to change your views according to the evidence. But that's all the news I have. This has been Pandemonium Holiday Special. I'd like to thank you for joining me, and hail Satan. Happy holidays. It's time to be played out.